Today in NASCAR, Kyle Larson didn't just win at Homestead, he sent a message to the entire Cup Series. This was the kind of performance that gets everyone's attention. The speed was there, the control was there, and when the pressure moments arrived, Larson looked like the most dangerous driver on the track. And now the big question is simple: was this just one great race, or was it a warning sign for the rest of the NASCAR field? Because when Kyle Larson starts building momentum, everybody in the garage notices. In this video, we're breaking down why Larson's Homestead win matters so much, what made his performance look so strong, and why this result could be a major turning point in the NASCAR season. Let's get into it. Homestead has always been one of those tracks where elite drivers can really separate themselves. It rewards confidence, tire management, car control, and the ability to run multiple lines. It's not just about raw speed, it's about rhythm, timing, and knowing how to attack the track lap after lap. And that's exactly why Kyle Larson's performance stood out. He didn't look lucky. He didn't look like a guy who just benefited from chaos. He looked completely in command. That's what makes this win different. A lot of race wins in NASCAR come down to strategy, caution timing, pit road execution, or late race restarts. But when a driver wins in a way that feels clean, controlled, and dominant, people start looking at the bigger picture. And that bigger picture right now is very clear. Kyle Larson may be heating up at exactly the right time. From the start of the race, Larson looked aggressive but comfortable. He looked like he understood the track better than almost everyone else. Through the corners, especially on longer runs, the car looked planted, balanced, and fast. And when the race started getting more intense, Larson didn't seem rushed. That's a major sign of confidence. When a driver is truly locked in, you can see it in the way they handle pressure. They don't overdrive the car. They don't make unnecessary mistakes. They don't look desperate. They just control the race. And that's the feeling Larson gave off at Homestead. Now let's talk about why this matters beyond just one trophy. Because in NASCAR, momentum is real. One big win can change the energy around a team. It can restore confidence. It can quiet outside criticism. It can give the crew a belief that they've found something. And once a team starts believing it has speed every week, that confidence becomes dangerous for everybody else. That's why this win should have the rest of the field paying attention. Larson is not just any driver. He's one of the most naturally talented racers in the sport. When he gets comfortable, when the setup is right, and when the team starts clicking around him, he becomes incredibly hard to beat. And if that process has really started now, then the rest of the Cup garage has a serious problem, because we've seen this version of Kyle Larson before. We've seen what happens when he gets rolling. The speed shows up consistently. The team makes fewer mistakes. The finishes stack up. And before long, he starts looking like a championship-level threat. That's why fans are reacting so strongly to this result. For Larson supporters, this looks like proof that he's exactly where he needs to be. For everybody else, this may feel like a warning that one of NASCAR's most dangerous drivers is finding top form again. And at a track like Homestead, that means something. This isn't a place where weak performances accidentally turn into wins. This track reveals quality. It rewards drivers who can adapt, attack, and stay smooth over long runs. So when someone dominates here, people take it seriously. That's why this win feels bigger than a normal regular season result. It feels like a signal. It feels like Kyle Larson and his team may have just reminded everyone what they are capable of. Now, let's look at what this means for the championship picture. Every season has moments where certain drivers begin separating themselves from the pack. Sometimes it happens slowly. Sometimes it happens with one race that suddenly changes the conversation. This could be one of those moments. Because if Larson starts turning this speed into back-to-back strong runs, then he's no longer just part of the contender list, he moves toward the top of it. And that changes the way other teams think. Now, rival teams aren't just trying to improve, they are trying to catch a driver who may already be finding his rhythm. That creates pressure. It forces more aggressive setups, bolder strategy calls, and sometimes mistakes. So even one dominant win can affect the whole field. That's the real message here. Larson didn't just score points. He didn't just grab a headline. He changed the feeling around the competition, Now every contender has to ask the same question. If Kyle Larson is this fast right now, how much stronger can he get over the next few weeks? And if you're another playoff caliber team, that is not a comfortable question. The other reason this matters is because confidence is everything at this level. A confident team executes better on pit road. A confident crew chief makes cleaner calls. A confident driver attacks harder on restarts, protects tires better, and handles tough moments with more patience. Confidence creates consistency, and consistency is what builds title runs. That's why this win could mean more than just one good weekend. If it gives Larson and his team that extra belief, then this result could be the start of something much bigger. Of course, the big debate now is whether this was a one-track performance or a true warning sign for the rest of NASCAR. That's a fair question. Every race has its own rhythm, and every track asks different things from the driver and the team. So one dominant win does not automatically mean total season control. But at the same time, you can't ignore how this looked. Larson looked sharp. The car looked right. The team looked composed. And when all of those things come together, that usually means more strong runs are coming. That's why today's story has gone so viral in the NASCAR world. It's not just about who won. It's about how he won. It's about the feeling this performance created. And it's about whether the rest of the Cup Series just got put on notice. Now the focus shifts to what happens next. Can Kyle Larson carry this momentum into the next race? Can the team keep delivering this level of speed? And can the other championship contenders respond before Larson starts building a real gap in confidence and results? Those are the questions that matter now. Because if Larson backs this up with another major performance, then this Homestead win will look a lot less like a single highlight and a lot more like the beginning of a serious run. And if that happens, the entire championship conversation changes. So yes, Kyle Larson won at Homestead. But more importantly, he may have just delivered a warning to the entire NASCAR Cup field. And if this team is truly finding its best form now, the rest of the garage has every reason to be worried. Now I want to hear from you. Was Kyle Larson's Homestead win the start of a bigger championship push? Do you think the rest of the NASCAR field should be worried? And is Larson now one of the most dangerous drivers in the Cup Series again? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you want daily NASCAR news, race reactions, playoff updates, and the biggest stories from around the sport, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.